Regular meeting will start at 7. What do you, Todd or Chief, somebody taking notes there? Do you want me to, since Jesse's not here? 7:03 p.m. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, here comes the man. Let's start anyway. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, sir. Come on up here.
Okay.
I never lost a job so fast in my life. I guess he'll be here.
Oh, well, we might. That's up to you.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Thanks.
It's all yours.
Out.
7:03 we started.
Cool. All right, is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We're going to have an addition for swearing in of Reserve Officer Sarah Kelly.
Okay.
Motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone else have any additions or deletions?
No, sir.
We can discuss it maybe under the department report, but about any open or upcoming open positions that we need to fill.
I'm bringing that up. Yeah.
All right. We have approval for the amended agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 16 regular police commission meeting?
Motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there's no action items. Am I correct, Chief?
Correct.
Then we have department updates and discussion items.
Should we do the
We
presentation?
do the
now?
presentation first.
First,
if that's-
Well, it's part of it, I figured.
Okay.
All right.
Good evening. So we will be doing a swearing in for our new officer, Reserve Sarah Kelly tonight, which is a 5-year Groseal resident. Did graduate the Schoolcraft Reserve Academy on the 16th of this month. So we'll be doing that tonight, and that brings us to 7, and we have another addition as well after we get done with this that I'll explain, which will bring us to 8. So we will start with the swearing in for Officer Kelly. Chief?
Signs it, yeah. So read this together. So repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state,
and the Constitution of the state,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Reserve Police Officer
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Police Reserve Officer
in and for the Township of Rosedale.
in and for the Township of Groseal.
That's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of work.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's an 18-week academy, so it's a lot. It is actually a lot of work. Volunteer,
was.
and then are you glad to be done?
Yes, and yeah, it was hard with the kiddos, but yeah, we made it work. We made it through.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So next, just real quickly here, if I could have Jeremy come up.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yep, thank you.
So tonight, we just want to introduce Jeremy Gatt, which is also a resident that is joining the reserve unit. He will be getting set to go to academy to start for his long journey that he needs to do for 18 weeks. So we welcome him to the unit. He has went through his background check and ready to go. So Jeremy Gatt, welcome.
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 Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. Now for the department update. Any questions on the reserve program? I think Todd's going to do the reserve report later on. So just a few things in the department update. Officer Nate White had started his FTO program, doing a real good job. He's getting along with all the men and women in our department. Pretty sharp guy. He's catching on pretty quick, so happy to have him on board. That brings us to 23 members total, of which 16 are sworn for the department. We're getting there. We're almost at a full house. We're getting there. Our body camera program, bless you, the Deputy Chief Brozak and Detective Darzniak have put a lot of time with that Axon program, getting that up. So that's up and running now. So you might see the officers with a little camera system on their chest, on a magnet. This is just a mouse. That's not it. But next, we're working on getting the Wi-Fi network inside the department strengthened heavily, greatly increased. So we can, and then Axon's going to come in from out of state and do the in-car camera install. And that's not scheduled yet, but we hopefully in the next 30 days or so. It's a pretty big project that Deputy Chief and Detective Darzniak are taking on. So, letting the public know that we've noticed an increase in cars speeding at the schools. So now I think Deputy Chief Brozak posted on Facebook that we're going to start doing a little bit more targeted enforcement action around the schools before and after the schools when they come going and letting out.
You talking like Grace Drive specifically, or just?
Anywhere there's a school.
Okay.
I don't want to lay out a game plan.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're you guys know I'm the crossing guard also.
Yep.
My favorite job. Actually, I do enjoy it. I see it all the time, but I'm unable to leave to do enforcement action because I'm crossing the kids. So we had a car sitting out there today. But it's letting the public know. And the last one is you guys know that Jessica Hancock will be leaving as the administrative secretary. There's no date set, so she's been really good about letting us start the process, which we're going to post on Indeed very, very soon, and then see how the whole process turns out. And then she is willing to stay for a time to help train that new employee. It's a pretty involved position. There's a lot of nuances to it. So our first step is going to be we're going to post it, and I think we sent you guys a rough timeline.
Yep.
So Jessica and I worked on that together, and we'll try to stick with that. We understand that summer vacations and time off, so.
And I think it's obvious that it behooves all of us, your team, the commissioners, and any networking we can do to identify an ideal candidate, because that's going to be a hard slot to fill.
Bookkeeping, organization, scheduling. There's a lot of parts to that. You have to use a lot of different federal programs and state programs to keep the department going, training sites. So there's a lot to it.
We were lucky to get Jessica. She's been outstanding.
She's a rock star.
But I think, Joey and for all of you, through people if you have any contacts of people that you think might be interested, but even more so might be an ideal candidate, please bring them up.
Mr. Rankin, did you have some specific questions, or was that?
No, I just wanted to make sure that we're moving on it, right? So I'm glad to hear that we're posting on Indeed. I know that the training period will be long, and the finding the right person will take a long time as well. So I just want to make sure we're getting a good start on it. That's it.
We put a lot of, we depend on her heavily, so. And also on a side note, separate, I wanted to commend Sergeant Vasquez he's doing a great job with the reserve program too. We didn't give him credit during that, but he's continuing, it's growing under his leadership, so. Any other questions of me?
Can I just mention something, Doug?
Really?
For the police commission, so the last board meeting, I explained to the township board that this is not a position that can just leave and we can just bring the next one in and train them, and they all agreed they will give us approximately a month. Doug, do you feel that's
We're hoping a
appropriate?
month, maybe a little more, depending on the person, right?
That's about how fast.
If
we
you
find
feel you need more, then you tell us,
We'll
right?
ask, yeah.
But I asked for approximately a month, and they had no problem with that. So, we'll have 2 with the same job on the payroll, which is fine, because it would be neglectful if she wasn't trained correctly. There's only a few jobs in the whole township that I consider when they leave, they got to be trained by the person that left, or you'll miss a whole lot. So,
We depend on her, I can't
Just so
say
you
enough
know.
times, very heavily, and I'm her backup when she's on vacation and payroll and all that fun stuff, and I can keep it afloat but it's not pretty. She's got it down way better than I ever will or any of us will. So she's got it. She's a rock star. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Department reports.
Good evening. Before I get started, any questions on the commission packet that was handed out? Anything that you saw that you maybe wanted clarified that I may not touch upon? Good.
No, sir.
So for the monthly stats,
I just turned it off. I'm sorry.
you have them in front. There's nobody in the audience. I'm just going to go ahead. What's up? So if you look for the month of April, everything stayed pretty much the same across the board. Our citations, NTAs, verbal warnings, down a little bit, but still up at the level that we like to see. Warrant arrests were up. We had 3. We had a felony arrest. And security notices were at 120. I don't know if any of you on the commission has received a security notice, but probably last month you may have with that many issued. It's great. The public loves it. They know that we're out in the neighborhoods keeping an eye on their homes, making sure that we're in the neighborhoods as well. So any questions on that?
Good.
The reserve report, the reserve orders for April of '24, they logged 37 hours that were worked. The events, there were no events scheduled for the month of April. For May, the May events that are coming up, this is to be determined. DTE has a new date set for the detonation of the rest of the power plant. I know when we get clarification, there was a meeting yesterday. When we have better clarification, we'll have the date and times. From what I've seen so far, it's going to mirror how they did the towers. Same time frame, same closures. Wayne County's involved and all the other agencies. Border Patrol, DNR will be shutting the river down again. On May 20th, there's a Grosvenor High School track event. District finals will be hosted by the high school this year, and the attendance is expected to be very high. Assistance with traffic control and police presence has been requested by the AD.
What was the date on that?
May 20th.
It was yesterday. Okay.
May 30th, Grosvenor High School commencement. The Grosvenor High School administration has requested the reserve unit to assist the traffic control during the ceremony. And also, Sergeant Vasquez has coordinated with Woodhaven, again, for Island Fest. They are going to have reserves give us a hand for that event, so we have more manpower, more bodies here. Very thankful that they're letting their reserves come over to give us a hand for that event. The juvenile report, the Detective Bureau took in 2 juvenile complaints. They're still under investigation, and they've been turned over to CPS, Child Protective Services. The Detective Bureau's worked closely with the schools regarding some of these investigations. All the appropriate actions have been taken to ensure the safety that are all that were involved. DB was contacted by the high school principal regarding several vaping complaints. At this time, the schools investigated these complaints and will handle discipline within the school. Vaping seems to be a very, I don't want to call it popular, but seems to be very frequent, having a lot of that, probably because it's so accessible by students. And Joe, I don't know if you've been seeing it at all, but
They do have, now they have working vape detectors in the bathrooms. So, and what's happening is like the individuals, when it goes off, they're on our phones. And so the individuals would, not the kids' phones, they're on the administration's phones.
Good.
And so that's how a lot of it's happening, that they are getting caught, and it is what it is.
Well, with that, at least that'll be a deterrent, that they know they can't
Oh,
go in the
absolutely,
bathroom.
yeah.
So that's good. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear
it will
that.
help.
So the complaint and arrest report for April of '24. Property, we had 2 MDOPs. For person, we had 3 assault and batteries, 1 warrant arrest, and then 4 other. For miscellaneous, we had 2 family, 3 other, and then 2 ID thefts. I've seen ID thefts go down a little bit. I don't know why that is, but they are starting to drop a little bit more. And so there was a total, this was one of the things, we had a bunch of larceny from motor vehicles. I know we had posted it on social media warning people, hey, look, if you're going to leave your car in the driveway, make sure your doors are locked. Take anything of value out of the car, laptops, wallet, jewelry, money. We had 9 of them, 9 total that were taken in the month of April. Several of the complaints were closed due to lack of investigative leads. The thefts occurred in the neighborhood near Woodside, Sunnybrook, and Marquette, Sarah Lane. So somebody was walking that neighborhood or working that neighborhood pretty heavily. The DB is investigating several of these complaints and are working on identifying the subject. I know they're pretty close to identifying that individual.
And Deputy Chief, those are just unlocked vehicles, right?
Those are
So-
unlocked, so there's no forced entry in any of these vehicles. And this happens quite often, every year. People get comfortable, they just leave their car unlocked in the driveway. And that's what they do. They know that if they're going to start tapping on glass, setting off alarms, they don't want to do that. They're just pulling door handles all night. And, you make yourself, it's an opportunistic crime. If you leave stuff in the car that's visible, you can see it, that's what they're going to do. They're going to pull that door handle. If it's open, it's a quick in and quick out. And domestic violence on April 2nd, 24-year-old male was arrested by the department for assaulting his mother. Officers took the male into custody without incident. Only minor injuries were sustained. The Detective Bureau submitted a warrant recommendation to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. The warrant was denied due to lack of cooperation from the victim, which we see quite often. And that is all I have. Any questions for me? Okay. Sure. Very good. Thank you.
Good job. Okay, Joe?
My apologies. Oh, yeah, I did do the research report.
It's up to you.
I just wanted to make sure I let you know about the issue with Jessica, and when we get an individual that comes in, we shouldn't have any problem in training her. What I also want to know is, Doug, could we please, I realize you're at the crosswalk. I know it goes, I've seen it before on that rotating GITV thing. Todd, I know you handle the Facebook. Could we maybe do something a little different this summer to try and get, starting September, another crossing guard? So is there something we can do, though, that put it out there a little more is what I'm trying to say.
So matter of fact, I got a call today from an individual that would like to start in July training process to take on, because you have to do there's a 4 hours of training, there's
Right.
CPR. They get all that done before school starts.
Right.
So she's a she's a resident of the island, so she seemed very interested in doing the afternoon shift, which would be great for me. I do enjoy the morning part. The morning part of it is just the 2:40 p.m. one kind of breaks up meetings and stuff. So, but
I get it,
Yeah,
and
so she's gonna. We've had a couple of people apply. It just their schedules won't work, or for whatever reason doesn't work out. I believe this individual is going to work out for taking the afternoon shift. So
Well, that's perfect, then. 'Cause
that'd be great.
I get it. We all have to do what we have to do. I've been there, but I know you have things to do, and it's a great thing that we're down there. It really is a nice, community, active,
Yeah.
collaborative effort that you see the parents and the kids, but
We've asked the schools, and they've done that. They've put it in all the every one of the schools, like backpack flyers. If you guys have had that, for you have younger kids,
yeah.
they've sent it to all the parents in the
Good.
schools. So we've even gone out to Island Woods and try to grab some seniors. We did a little thing out there to see if they would come. Any retirees that would like to do it, and
Good. Okay, well, I'm sorry I didn't know you got somebody already. I just thought we should at least put it out there.
July's still a long time off, so. we'll
No, I
see.
get that. I just wanted to make sure, because next year, I was hoping that we had somebody instead of you doing it, that's all.
Are you interested in applying?
Sure. There's a height requirement, I don't think I can. That guy that stands out there.
You gotta see over top of the fourth graders.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, thank you.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the traffic patterns around the schools, I've been picking up my grandkids more often. And I just can't believe it.
Every school in the world has a traffic issue, it seems. I mean, I'm just telling you. I don't care where you go, what you do. You get a high end, it's the funnel theory. You can only put so many cars through a funnel at once. And that's really the way it is. I'm sorry, but we did an engineering change at Meridian. This was a few years ago. Before I retired, obviously, it was probably about 8-9 years ago. We changed it, a couple of ways. Added a big apron, added an entrance, added, and I'm talking cement and stuff, not just telling people to do different things. And it helps a little, but I'm telling you, every school in the world seems to have an issue. And
Every generation starts driving at some point, so every year you have a new generation of 16-year-olds.
somebody's got to get the kids to school, and I don't know. I guess the bus can too, but
We
it
all,
seems like.
we all took buses, and
There's
it's
a
one of
lot of-
those things that's easy to say, well, what the hell, we did it, why can't they?
We see a lot of, I see a
It's
lot
a
of.
different world.
It is a different world.
It's a different world, and people
And
have
both parents
concerns.
are working a lot of times, which is great. I have no problem with that. That you have to do what you have to do to, to move on and to make things go. But anyway, that's it.
I'm seeing a lot more electric bicycles too. So more kids seem to be going to school now than they, on bikes, but they're electrical. I'm seeing more of those or scooters. But they're still all doing it, so.
So they can go on the bike path with an electrical bike.
Better than the roadway.
Pardon?
They're only going 10 miles per hour. They're not,
Good.
So they
Whatever,
can use the bike path.
we don't.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, they can use it. Good. All right. The other thing from the board, I know this is kind of different, but I got a Island Fest flyer. You guys are all set for Island Fest weekend, obviously, and the first weekend. Just a reminder: the first weekend in June. Actually, 31st it starts, which is a Friday.
Want to put it up there?
Right. Yeah, if you like. Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, just to show them. Once again, just to remind you, it's the 31st, 1st, and 2nd, and this year there isn't a fireworks show, but there's a drone show. And if you've ever seen, I saw a drone show from actually New York once, and it was pretty good. It was unbelievable. And so they're going to do that on Saturday. And again, it's the same setup with the VIP tickets for the food and the closer, out there. But if you have any questions, call the rec department. But I just want to remind you, once again, it's the same. And the parade is Saturday is that 11, Doug? Do you remember? 10 a.m.?
That's when it's scheduled to start.
Yep.
Macomb Street, 10 a.m. is a parade for everyone, for your kids especially. So that's it, Mr. Chair. I'm set.
Anyone have any questions for Joe?
No, sir.
This event's a very long day for our department, especially for the reserve program. Those men and women are there for 16-hour days, and they're all in. So we have a small group too.
We're lucky to have them.
Doug, who did the reserve, I'm sorry, not reserve, I apologize, the rec department get for parking this year?
I don't believe they're going to have parking this year. They're going to do, last year they just kind of had park as you go. I don't believe they're having a company come and do it. I don't think they did it last year either.
No, but they didn't get,
I don't believe they have volunteers. They tell me like how they had volunteers a couple of years ago. I don't believe the last year they had one.
okay.
What is the parking area
Well,
set aside?
it's the opposite side of where the new Pirates Cove is. And it was where the Pirates Cove is, but now it goes north from there, back towards the soccer fields.
Okay.
And that'll be it. And Doug, do I assume that they wanted no parking on that I'll call it a median in the middle between Grow Road south to the fence. Do you know what I'm saying? Going south to the fence.
Come on over here.
In
Yeah.
front of here,
Yeah,
correct?
we'll do the same as we shut it down every year, no parking there. And then, their berm over here, that's still gonna be parking.
Yeah, because that's carnival
Right.
parking. Or anybody can park
And then
there,
the
but-
soccer tournament is they're gonna probably have we haven't gotten the word on how many teams they're gonna have, but it's the same weekend. They do that, they
Right.
try to coordinate, 'cause the soccer supports the fair.
Right.
So
I
it's-
understand that. No, I mean, that's reasonable, so, okay. I don't know what else to say on that one. Good luck parking anybody that goes down there then.
It's always, the residents and the off-islanders do a good job. It's just,
Okay.
it's like anything. I can show a little map of where, because Todd hosted a meeting with all the heads for Island Fest. Do you want to show them? You want to put that on the, up there? Yeah. Come on, just. All right. This is not the highest form of technology here. I didn't know we were going to do this, so. So if you look, as always, we have the berm right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same parking until we used to have where Pirates Cove is.
Right.
For the public, last year, remember the old bike path, or the road used to go down this way?
Mm-hmm.
That is now a bike path, but I believe some GPSs still show that as a road, so we're gonna barricade that off, because we had about 30 cars last year drive down that. So we kinda gave that one a break. And then you have parking right here. They'll fit a couple, this is a majority of the Island Fest is here and here. Then you have all the open fields here, and then you have the soccer tournament parking all in here.
All right.
This is where the hill is.
All right.
That's about it. I know this isn't the best technology in the world, but this is what we got, so.
Well, no, I understand. It shows it.
Any questions on that? And then they're gonna move, and then Todd, if I'm not mistaken, are they gonna have, they usually have the carnival employees work here. Todd, they're gonna move it down this way now, is that right?
Yeah, they're going to have them, the trailers on that closed down
Runway.
runway. Carnival's going to be the same. It's going to be extending. Everything's going to be on concrete, so we're not going to have a problem with mud, and if it rains, anything sinking into the ground. That was their main concern when they did this paving project in the airport, and they did all this work out here. It's muddy, the ground's soft. They didn't want anybody parking on there. The Carnival's also bringing over more rides this year, so they're going to extend a little bit farther out, so it's going to go straight out and then down towards this way.
Okay.
But the setup that they have is way better. It's better for us. Everybody comes through the hangar, around the hangar, out, and then the same way in and the same way out. They're not traipsing through the grass and where it's dark and unlit. Way better setup. We're happy with that. The music tent will be in the same place. We're gonna have the helicopter rides, and we're happy with the layout that they're using.
We're gonna have pre-positioned emergency vehicles down there in designated spots now for the response with the fire department. Todd hosted a big meeting with rec, township officials, fire, DPW was there. Everyone that had a airport to kind of get us all on the same page. We're kind of trying to do things a little bit different by having unified groups come down and have one big meeting instead of parceling it out. So that's the way we're able to all talk out what we want to do and resolve some problems, and that's how we got the carnival people to move down here, because this is all mud, and this is not this road doesn't exist anymore. This is an old, maybe my phone's out of date, but all right. Any questions on
Thanks.
that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, there is no public comment, as there is no public to comment. Can I have a motion to approve the monthly reports?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Folks have anything else you want to bring up?
No, sir.
Joey?
All good. All good.
No, sir.
Scott? Eric? Jeff?
No, sir.
And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:32.